Welcome back, focused learners, to another edition of The Explainer. Look, today we're jumping right into something super actionable. If you've been itching to launch your own venture, you are exactly where you need to be. We're breaking down the top 20 best small business ideas for beginners in 2026. And we're pulling these strategies straight from the brilliant minds over at the Young Entrepreneurs Forum. We're talking 20 totally accessible, highly economical ideas here. So grab your notebook, lock in your focus, and let's get after it. Okay, let's dive into this. Before we even look at a single business idea, we've got to establish the ultimate golden rule for any beginner entrepreneur. Limit spending until a profit is made. It sounds like a total no-brainer, right? But the source material really hammers this home. The absolute last thing you want as a new business owner is to find yourself drowning in financial stress just because of unnecessary early spending. Remember, the key word in small business is small. Your absolute number one priority right out of the gate must be limiting your financial outflows. And why is it so crucial to keep things small and economical? Well, because we are about to rapid fire through 20 different potential pathways today. That is a massive volume of opportunity coming your way, all specifically curated to be cost-effective and entirely doable for a beginner to actually start. To keep all this information super digestible, here's our roadmap. 1. The golden startup rule. 2. Food and hospitality ventures. 3. Tech and security solutions. 4. Services, education, and wellness. And finally, 5. Taking the next step. Starting with Section 1, the golden startup rule. We've established you need to start small, but it also takes careful planning because, let's be honest, starting a business can definitely be frightening. Moving right into Section 2, food and hospitality ventures. This is all about catering to that universal daily demand for food and drink. You see, when you tap into basic human needs, you're tapping into incredibly consistent revenue. Think about it. People are always going to need catering for special functions, events, and parties, right? Or just a solid fast food shop that simply provides quality meals. Then, of course, you've got the cravings. Things like chocolate cafes, where you can literally eat your profits all the way to the bank. And at the most foundational level imaginable, pure water production. Selling sachet, bagged, or bottled water is an incredibly reliable, totally need-based business. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the concept of one-product restaurants, capitalizing on one specific type of food and exploring absolutely everything you can do with it. It might sound kind of crazy at first, but it makes many millions. By hyper-focusing your culinary efforts on just one single food item, you streamline your costs and you become the absolute go-to destination for that exact craving. All right, on to Section 3, tech and security solutions. This is where we meet our modern need for digital and physical infrastructure. So for those of you with a bit of a technical lean, the digital economy is absolutely booming with low overhead opportunities. If you've got coding skills, building software products and application development are wildly lucrative right now. Or maybe you want a more service-based route. Providing an internet connection service at affordable monthly rates can yield massive returns. You could also offer data backup services, helping people secure their information so they can retrieve their data later if need be. And of course, there's the ever-growing security sector, which ranges from being a hosted security provider to physically installing surveillance cameras. And security today really bridges two vital realms. Over in the digital space, as a hosted security provider, you are paid to keep websites free from hackers, spyware, trojans, worms, and viruses. It's incredibly critical work. Meanwhile, in the physical world, surveillance cameras are a huge hot item. Honestly, with all the unpredictable elements out there today, pretty much every single business can use one. Both digital and physical security represent undeniable, rapidly growing markets. Next up is Section 4, services, education, and wellness. This is our biggest bucket, focusing on providing direct, hands-on value. Just consider how much people value their well-being and their free time. You could open a yoga center to help people be healthy and fit, or run specific fitness courses to build up a community. You might even start a massage business to meet a remarkably consistent demand for wellness. And pivoting over to leisure, consider a travel agency. People are always going to seek out new destinations, making travel a business model which is simply never going to stop. But looking beyond health and travel, there are incredibly practical, hands-on services that require minimal upfront capital. Think about home improvement and handyman services, or children's educational programs. You could sell car and machinery spare parts, or even start a professional car washing business, which the source specifically notes works exceptionally well in big towns or cities where you're going to find a high number of good cars. You could even start a profitable furniture business simply by hiring a skilled carpenter. And this brilliantly illustrates our next point, consulting services. If you already have work experience, this is one of the absolute best paths you can take. You're quite literally monetizing your acquired knowledge without taking on huge upfront costs. Furthermore, if you have knowledge of how other firms operate, you can expand your services, learn from each client, and ultimately cash in even more. Finally, Section 5, taking the next step, moving from having a great idea to actually taking action. Now, the really good news here is that you do not have to do this entirely alone. As the source reminds us, thousands of people have great ideas for a business venture, but just require a little assistance getting the ball rolling. Fortunately, there is plenty of help out there for new and aspiring entrepreneurs. The internet itself is an incredible resource. Specifically, government websites contain highly valuable information and further ideas for new entrepreneurs. You just need to seek them out and start compiling your game plan. We've explored food, tech, wellness, consulting, and that absolute golden rule of starting small. So I want to leave you with this final proactive question. With 20 distinct paths ahead of you and endless resources available at your fingertips, which idea will you share in the comments and build first? Seriously, take that first step, limit your initial spending, and start building your future today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, Focus Learners. Keep learning, keep planning, and I'll catch you next time.